could hear Ted Nugent's guitar on the walk home on the fucking turnpike.
Crazy.
Because we left early because one of the guys was getting sick on the ass. We're like in the fucking 7th grade.
Oh my God. I love that that's like a throwaway. Like, oh yeah, we were on acid and we're 12.
A lot of my friends had tickets for Skynyrd at the Garden before they died, like 2 weeks or a week before they died.
Oh, they never made the gig?
No, they were opening for Ted Nugent, but they were about to get switched. They were about to, and we've had this discussion on here years ago that I always tell people, seriously, what would have the turn been if Skynyrd would have lived? If Skynyrd would have lived, there would have been no cars. All those bands would have never survived in the early 80s.
They couldn't keep up with that shit.
Skynyrd was about to take, and then Zeppelin dies. So once Zeppelin goes down, Skynyrd is right there with the fucking Stones racking up.
Well, I didn't know till you played to me that Skynyrd opened up for the Stones.
Skynyrd opened up for the Stones at the festival, and that's when the word got out. Listen, those fucking country motherfuckers, you don't want to make...
Well, those albums are fucking rock solid.
Oh, rock solid.
Yeah, the first two especially.
Now, didn't they do those at the famous studio? No, I'm wrong.
They did some shit at Muscle Shoals.
At Muscle Shoals, yes, they did. They did.
But yeah, I don't know if they did they did the albums with I'm trying to remember. I think it was the guy who played keyboard with Dylan. What's his name? Was it Al Cooper? Was that his name?
You know, I read one of the books. So I think it was Fucko's book, Keith Richards, and they taped a lot in Tennessee and at Muscle Shoals.
Yeah. They did a lot of that shit. They did. They went down to. They did. They also didn't they show up at Chess Records in Chicago?
Yeah, they did some shit.
They definitely went to Muscle Shoals too.
It's crazy. The Stones would go on tour and they would do a club in like Parsippany, no, like Poughkeepsie, New York.
I was right. Yeah. Al Cooper.
They would do like to warm up some girls. They did like 3 shows around the country.
You and I were just geeking out over. We both have that Blu-ray of
the
Stones and Some Girls in Texas. Yeah,
and they ripped it up on that.
It was great. It was fucking killer.
They rip it up,
and people don't know that the Stones were still fucking killer in 1980.
Yeah, I saw them the first time in '78. And Foreigner opened up for them at Philadelphia, and I didn't even know what I was getting myself into, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, at that time, I had Some Girls and Get Your Yayas Out. If you want me to lie to you and tell you the truth, I had 2 albums by the Stones. I knew Sympathy for the Devil, and I knew a couple of other songs, but that's the 2 albums.
But did that show?
They were tremendous. Yeah. He came out with an American flag on, started dancing. We were doing window pane acid. Keith Richards was fucking sensational. Just sensational. He just rips it up on all those Some Girl songs. I mean, his guitar live is so overpowering from that little, you know what I'm saying? Like the way they tune it, the way...
Well, he's got that weird guitar geese probably know. He's got like a weird open G tuning that he uses.
But anytime I'm confused, I put that Oakland tape on. If I'm going to go to perform and I'm a little nervous about the show...
You put on the Skynyrd one?
The Skynyrd one from 77 because...
Just YouTube, you mean?
YouTube. Anywhere I am, I got YouTube. And I will put that video on.
I gotta start doing it.
And look at the singer, look at the guitar player.
But you're totally right that they got that they don't give a fuck.
The whole message that they're sending is, we don't give a fuck if this is Oakland or we're rehearsing in our barn. We're going to rip it up. Like, you understand me? You're never going to hear from us with our southern mentality that we're never going to give you a bad show.
People didn't see it, but there was a fucking, they had the
Confederate flag.
Yeah. The fucking presidents on each side. It was like Mount Rushmore.
Tremendous.
It was crazy.
Tremendous. The whole fucking video, every time I see it, I cry. If I'm home alone, I'll cry. Because that's the level you want to be to as a comic. That you go out there with his fucking belt buckle and his boots on in Oakland, California.
Well, as a musician, I will say it's a little. I wouldn't say depressing, but it's kind of like weird. It's like to know that to see something you're never even going to get close to is kind of a bummer.
As a human being,
yeah,
as a human fucking. How do you think I was a week away from Zeppelin tickets going on sale. And I was ready to go. I had all the bases covered. I had all the albums. I had In Through the Outdoor. We were ready to go. They were ready to announce it. And all of a sudden, fucking Bonham dies. The wind got taken out of me. I was at Marvin Joe's, a little sandwich joint behind McGuire Chevrolet off Kennedy Boulevard. It was owned by Fafaro and Joe Jumper. Marvin Joe's. So fucking I'd go in there. They had the best Taylor ham and egg in the fucking state of New Jersey. And that's where I was when I got the news, and my heart almost broke.
I don't remember. I wasn't around, but the second he died, they just disbanded right then.
Yeah, they said it was over.
Yeah, I mean, it should have been.
Nobody really knew. At first, Robert Plant went solo, and he did a fucking great tour. December 9th, 1983, me, Fernie Bassasudo, went into the Garden on a Tuesday night and saw fucking Robert Plant with Phil Collins playing the drums.
Oh, yeah. Phil Collins used to play the drums in a lot of crazy.
Yeah. He used to go on tour with crazy people, Phil Collins, and that one album by Robert Plant, the first 2 solo albums,
well, I'll check those out.
Did you guys try to memorize this stuff? Like, you know how like you can memorize songs?
I lived it. So it's not like a piece of history.
So you didn't memorize it, you just know it.
No, you fucking live it. I lived all this shit.
I don't know what I'd do if I had Zeppelin tickets a week before. Fucking.
No, I didn't have the tickets. Tickets were about to go on sale.
Oh, okay.
In those days, this is how they did it. You mailed your tickets in.
Your money in.
There was no lines. There was no.
What's the movie?
The Song Remains the Same.
Yeah, where they get ripped off, right?
Yeah, they get ripped off.
Because they had the Madison Square Garden money in cash, right?
Right. And they charged up front. So when they called the arena in Nashville, they go, okay, tickets are going to be $15, $12.50, and $10. This is a section. This is the amount of seats. When are we getting our money? And the people would say, "What, are you fucking kidding me?" And they go, "Yeah, we pay. We getting full. There's no deposit here. Led Zeppelin don't take deposits."
Yeah, who's that crazy manager that had?
Yeah, that fucking gangster.
Yeah, he would show up and he would just take
6 foot fucking
it's like
six.
$2 million in cash. Just put it in the fucking
310. Yeah, he was in on it. He was in on it at that time. That was a great little fucking thing they did, and that was nothing. Zeppelin was getting paid big money. Like, they had a fucking plane with a fireplace and that motherfucker.
Yeah, what's that DVD that came out actually recently that had all that shit? I don't know. I think it's called Led Zeppelin. Just that. You know what I'm talking about? That like 4 CD.
You grew up a music fan, right?
Oh yeah, that's
big
all I live.
time.
Yeah,
all this shit.
That's all. That's what I live for. Yeah.
And it's funny. I like some of the old country stuff, and I like some of the new stuff. The country women that sing, the 2 blondes, fucking destroy me. The one angry one is fucking sensational. I get their names confused. Then there's the one that married to Tim McGraw. She's a fucking savage too.
Oh, Faith Hill.
Faith Hill's a savage, and the other little tinier blonde, she'll fuck your world up with her voice. I love all that shit.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.